Hello, everyone. Welcome to Abu Dhabi, the final week number 7 on the ISU Junior Grand Prix. I'm Ted Barton, along with Mark Hanratty. We begin day 2 with the Rhythm Dance. And this event has repercussions not only for the teams here in Abu Dhabi, but also for those sitting at home waiting for the results of this competition to either send them to Nagoya or, sadly, take them into the next stage of training towards their national championship.
Favorites coming in have to be Aboian and Basile of the United States of America, who have 15 points following their win in Bangkok, and Mouaden and Bigot of France, and Bianchi and Basile of Italy, who both have 13 points following their silver medals earlier in the Junior Grand Prix series.
There's a lot riding on this event, and it all starts with 12 teams from 10 nations. The Rhythm Dance starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Abu Dhabi. I'm Ted Barton, joking, along with Mark Hanratty, as we take a look at some of the incredible monuments and museums and architecture there. Of course, it's the Grand Mosque, not far from our hotel. Absolutely spectacular in day and night. It's been such an interesting few days. One more day to come, and that'll close out the Junior Grand Prix. Mark?
It just looks incredible. And yesterday we were treated to an opening ceremony whereby we had a little bit of a history lesson into the surrounding area, and seeing the shots on screen of those incredible structures makes me even more impressed, knowing how short a space of time it has been relatively for this incredible venue to come to fruition.
Well, I think this whole area, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, have been built out of the sand. And in the sand is history of thousands and thousands and thousands of years and culture. And now we see a new city. Now, we've got, interesting enough, we did an interview a little early this morning. We'll play that back tomorrow. That will tell us the history of how the ice sports got developed here. You know, why did the first rings get built? How did hockey get involved? How did figure skating involved? You won't want to miss that. We'll talk more during the day. We have the men's. No, we don't. We have the ice dance coming up in just a few moments. Mark, what can you tell us about that? Only 12 teams.
Yeah, a short event comparative to the other 6 stages of the Junior Grand Prix. Just 12 teams and 3 groups. So I think with that in mind, though, it does make it a little bit more intensely fought for results. When you're concentrated on lesser numbers, then the podium places obviously become a greater priority and a greater focus. And we will be treated to skaters in the first group who are contenders, Dania, Mouaden and Theo Bigot, and then Hana, Maria, Aboian and Daniil, Basile, and the 2 main contenders we would assume for gold will be drawn in this random draw in the first group.
Now, we have a Canadian team that'll be sitting at home. They have 2 silvers. They have 26 points. That's really good. And normally that would be pretty solid going in there, but it's a little bit dicey depending on the results that happen here. So as we talked about in the opening, people sitting at home anxiously waiting, not knowing. And it's always the difficult, happens every year. Those that are on the ice in the final one have some control over their destiny, and those who have finished do not.
And you kind of wonder, as soon as a skater has finished their competition, then there's so much burning ambition and desire and passion to repeat the performance with the corrections that they're now mindful that they've made. The control currently lies in the hands of those yet to compete, and if they can tap into that kind of energy now, pre-performance, then hopefully we'll see them deliver their personal bests.
So 7 weeks as we begin to close out. We have tomorrow again, of course. Your impressions of the overall Junior Grand Prix so far, and your experience in Beijing with the Olympic qualifier?
It's just, really is such... I keep using the same words. I need to find more intensity to reflect upon the honor and the privilege that I feel in representing the skaters and the people. Because it really is an absolute privilege, and I feel like we could always do more, but it is a real blessing to be able to share our love for the sport and our respect for the people in the broadcast. This year, it's interesting. I actually sense that in this season, particularly as we look towards the ice dance competition, that I feel we're at the beginning of a new cycle of juniors.
I would agree.
And we obviously head into a new Olympic cycle within the seniors next season. I feel like we're getting a little bit of a precursor this season for what is to come over the next few years, and I really look forward to seeing the current crop of juniors developing.
There are some years where we have the top 7 or 8 or 9 are just battling for the top. They're all at such a high level. We have a deeper group of skaters in the middle of the pack that will be that, but at the top we have a fewer that are really fighting for top spots.
Yeah, and we have seen some teams that will be aging out and aging into the senior ranks next season, but there are some likes of Dania, Mouaden and Theo Bigot who are still not age eligible for seniors. So we have a bit of a split digraph in regards to the different participants.
We take a look at the start order for Group 1 on their ice for their 5-minute warm-up. We've talked about that in the past. Mark, do you have questions from our audience from yesterday?
Yes, we do indeed, and thank you ever so much to those that have sent the questions into the International Skating Union on social media. And one of the questions that comes from at Farkas Caroline: why are there so many more skaters at the Junior Grand Prix than at the Senior Grand Prix?
With the Senior Grand Prix, you have to qualify. You actually have to be invited, if you will, based on your standings within the world and rankings. Then the Junior Grand, or not the Junior, the Senior Grand Prix, I suppose, commission gets together and goes through the list of those who qualify, and then they're sort of placed or selected out of those countries that will be hosting those events. So it's a completely different thing. It's not fully open. Interesting enough, we had an idea this morning because there are lots of ideas flying around now with the Vision 2030, an idea from a coach said, why not take another 6 events? Because the first Senior Grand Prix only have 12 singles and 10 dance pairs, I believe.
And 10 dance teams and 8 pair teams.
So why not either increase those numbers or have another series? You've got your A series and a B series of Senior Grand Prix that allows other skaters who have not qualified with that, very select group, and bring that at a higher level of production. Those events currently are sort of run by, supported, not financially I don't think, but supported promotionally by federations who run challengers. So I don't know how all that would work, but yep, my point is ideas are around to see how they can expand the Senior Grand Prix.
Yeah, and certainly when it comes to the Senior Grand Prix, that is another layer of prestige and pride for the skaters to have been given this selection for that. I know myself, I competed at Worlds and Europeans, and it was something the next stage before I retired. Oh, could we be invited to a Grand Prix? That would be another coup for the teams. I like for the skaters that there's something to work towards, to aspire towards, and for them that coup of being a Grand Prix participant. But I understand that for the Challenger Series, perhaps some of that is lost in the shuffle with so many different events, and there's not like the same kind of structure, whereas the Senior Grand Prix has a very clear 6 weeks, have a break, final. Boom.
Yeah, the Challengers do a great job. There's no question. They got incredible competitions. Some of the top skaters who are in the Senior Grand Prix, plus others who are not. So the point was, by this person, why not broaden this out to a little bit higher standard of delivery? We'll see, what ideas sort of come up with that. But anyway, that's sort of irrelevant. There's a lot of great skaters around the planet, and having the locations and events in which for them to learn and to shine are important. We do have those. Maybe they're going to be reorganized in the future. Who knows?
One of the other questions that we've had, Ted, was talking about the challenges of ice dance partnerships being formed between partners of 2 different countries. And I think that is an absolute inevitability for so many, particularly in the senior ranks. It's not for the couple on screen now, Dania and Theo. They have been together for many, many years since they were teeny little skaters. But for many of the dance teams, finding somebody who shares the same goals as you, who has a similar or the correct age eligibility for you at your stage, and a similar level of competence, it can be really, really challenging. It's such a niche sport, and so that's why we so often see partnerships formed of skaters who hail from different nations. And I think there are challenges to that, of course, geographically, financially, but I seem particularly aware of it this season because with the Olympic Games, there are different requirements for entry into events. For skaters competing at ISU events like this, you can compete up to the European or World Championships, provided one half of the partnership has citizenship of the respective nation they're representing. For the Olympic Games, it has to be both. And so there are some teams that are currently still hoping that they will be granted the citizenship for the nation they hope to represent. And I think that I had that challenge as a partnership formed of 2 different nations. I completely understand why it's hard to gain a passport for another nation. It's not an easy thing to just attain, but I also very, very personally understand how difficult it can be to find a nice dance partner that is suitable for you from the same nation. That's something that I know only too well.
Well, there's the passport rules, which have nothing to do with skating, and then there's the rules in skating. So
Yeah.
it's a complicated business, and some people sit out for quite a while, you know,
Yes.
to get their citizenship and whatnot. So, yeah.
And for any skater who aspires to represent a different skating nation, they have to have 12 months out of competition before they can transfer.
There you go. Here we go. Day number 2 here in Abu Dhabi. The rhythm dance. 12 teams, 10 nations. There is our first team, as Mark was speaking about, representing France, Dania, Mouaden, and Theo, Bigot.
And just this morning, I was looking back at the French news report of this team from when they were such a young partnership. They have just 15 and 16 years old, already established many, many working years together. Now skating to group is in the heart for their rhythm dance. France's Dania, Mouaden, and Theo Bigot. Now, last week in Gdansk, Arena Pitgina and Artem Koval, the eventual winners of that event, started the rhythm dance. Will that be the same for Dania and Theo? New costumes, hoping for new higher scores. Their personal best came from 6 weeks ago in Riga.
And Mark, it's interesting because we were just listening to the technical panel. There are no reviews, which is, I think, only one other time this whole Junior Grand Prix series have we had a rhythm dance with no reviews.
And that in itself is a big testament to either the scrutiny that the panel have done in practice and seeing what's offered, but also the clarity that has been given by Dania and Theo. Good catch and a little fun within their non-touch. And here, their rumba pattern dance, working the Choctaw edges. They have just got the 1 key point on that first pat dance section. Now that's interesting. They did the little loop jump in the clockwise direction, suggesting that these are skaters that are not conventional in their rotational direction. And I think Dania and Theo are original ice dancers. They're not like so many of the other teams who have been singles skaters who switch disciplines. They are fundamental ice dancers, and the work that they have done with Barbara Piton, cue Barbara's appearance on screen.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just so impressive, because from a very young age they were given and instilled in them quality fundamental skating skills, and that's why even at 15 and 16 they are competitive.
Well, 64.35 is their season's best. They'll look to get close to that as they start this competition with a 62.21. They are the first team out.
And the comparative lack of key points could be a factor in that score being lower.
Just 2 out of the 8 key points for them. Our next team represents Taipei, Tasha Lei and Gabriel Liu.
And this a relatively very new team this season, but hoping to bank on the experience that they gained together as they performed in Bangkok a few weeks ago.
41.81 was the personal best in Bangkok a few weeks ago, and they will skate the rhythm dance to Pink, Aerosmith, and Steven Tyler.
Tasha Shenhuilai and Gabriel Liu, and a team that I saw on social media were grateful to Trinity Financial Group for the sponsorship which helped them to get to Bangkok. So thank you to them, because we see them again out in a very far-flung location from their training base in Vancouver. And I think this performance for Tasha and Gabriel, showcasing that the time since they last competed has been a huge percentage increase, because they're so new. their improvement rate is going to be greater, you assume, because for them it's, you know, a bigger percentage of their overall partnership time.
Yeah, it's just mileage and time.
And just as we look back, it's level 3 and a level 2, so just have a little look here. Potentially those little breaks in the rotation from Gabriel, that's the reason why he's incurred the level 2 for the Twizzles as opposed to the desired level 4. And this where we can see the depth and clarity of the edges that the teams have, working through that rocker turn, difficult turn, trying to showcase to the technical panel clearer edge set. Mandatory steps here, everybody's doing it. Everybody's probably hating that step. The Choctaw is just nasty. It's so important for the score. It's so difficult to do. And we see the rotation left. And that's coming at a level 4, whereas when they competed in Bangkok, it was a level 3. So they'll be chuffed to have had
some improvement.
Yeah. And now I think what's important to acknowledge, especially based on what we saw from Dania and Theo, is that whilst the teams, to me, it's visually improved from their performance in Bangkok, technical panels can have different opinions. Judges can start at a slightly different pitch for their composition, presentation, and skating skills.
Well, let's take a look at the rhythm dance scores for Tasha and Gabriel. 40.72. And that will put them currently into second place. Our next skaters represent Germany, Alexia, Kruk, and Jan Eisenhaber.
And Alexia and Jan showcasing big improvements when they competed at their first stage on the Junior Grand Prix in Varese. Big personal best for them in all 3 sections, rhythm dance, free dance, and overall.
No, start their dance. Skating to Maria by Ricky Martin.
You can see how Alexia Kruk from Germany feels about that performance as she shares a hug with Jan Eisenhaber. Last time that we saw them, they did great skate, but she had a level 2 on the twizzles, and maybe it was the desire to have a comfortable level 4 that forced her to just snatch at the twizzle, the first element. That's why she will be disappointed. That said, this team has improved so much. Their cleanliness, their clarity of body line and body movement is just continually improving.
Yeah, and I'd say that music is a heavy piece of music. What I mean by that is it demands a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rhythm, there's a lot of instruments in that, and you have to be on top of it, otherwise you look behind it.
Yeah. And here we see them giving all of the Ricky Martin energy. Loved it. Yes, thank you for catching that. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I got it.
Entry into the twizzles. Unfortunately, let's just have a look at Alexia where she has the big 1, 2.
Right.
So she maybe gets 3 rotations before the mistake, so she could still get level 3 because everything was good up until that point, but the grade of execution would be lower. And there,
Which she does.
key points, his change of edge, and her inside edges, all good. Straight line left, not as fast as maybe they would like at that section. They'll maybe continue to develop that part of the program to be able to cover more ice in the straight line left comparative to the other teams. But I just think they've improved so much as Robin Tweedale comes to join them.
See, I'm doing shorter replays. I'm watching the scores come in, or the reviews, if there are reviews from the technical panel. So if there's more reviews, I get more replays. If there's less reviews, I get less replays. But it depends on the speed of the judges.
I enjoyed your replay choice.
Okay, I'll fill it out a little bit more.
So now for Alexia and Jan, interestingly, based on the other teams that we've seen compete thus far, the component scores that the other teams have received have been a little lower. But however, despite the mistake, Alexia and Jan, it looks like, are being reviewed a little more favorably in their composition and in their presentation than their first assignment in Varese. And I think from a components perspective, they've really improved.
Well, they had a 53.63 season's best, so they'll look to top that score here in the final event. It is a new season's best, 55.15. That'll put them currently into second place, but they won't know what that number will represent until the end of this event, and they're still early on in the rhythm dance. Our next team represents the United States of America, Hana Maria Aboian and Daniil Veselukin.
Now we will find out very early on in the competition how things are panning out as the second of the 2 main contenders for gold here take to the ice. Their rhythm dance based on a Vogue magazine photo shoot.
64.31 personal best, 61 is their season's best. So Skate to Vogue by Madonna.
Hana, Maria, Aboian, and Daniil Veselukin, they have worked so hard this week. I have seen them endlessly doing off-ice drills, and I've been so impressed by their due diligence off the ice, as well as, of course, on the ice. I think that skate, Ted, was not their ideal. I thought that there was a little whoopsie before the rotational lift. And I think they have obviously pushed so hard. They've improved, I think, hugely, even just since Bangkok. They're so incredibly fast. It borders occasionally a little bit on frenetic. But, I mean, that doesn't discount their brilliance and the fact that I think that they will lead this event.
Yeah, I mean, and they're so crisp, and this is a theme, if you will. They have to look sharp. You can't do poke and be sloppy, and it's crisp and sharp right at the top. There's the skating skills to work at here. Let's take a look at the key. Well, they did well there. 4 yeses.
And I think, you know, when it comes down to how the scores are dictated so heavily on skating skills, they were so much faster, and that will so contribute towards quality program component scores. And here you can just see as they're working the rocker turn, he did an amazing Choctaw just here, back Choctaw. Wow,
right
look
there,
at that ankle. His left inside edge was like crazy deep. I was so distracted by the depth of his edge, I don't know what Hana did. And they did well to cover up what I think could have been a tricky transitional entry leading into this. They had a little misconnect, and that probably, you know, falling victim to the complexity and intricacy of their choreography.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
a lot of fun.
Melissa Gregory joining them for a cup of tea. They're the first ones to play with the kiss and cry.
Oh, well done.
Scene creation. Well done. Take that. Trust the ice dancers.
Well, they keep it along with the Vogue. They had the pose there with the team. I mean, very stylish. Season best, 66.70.
Well done.
They look thrilled. And, of course, that puts them clearly for the moment into first place.
And interestingly, higher scores than last week with the others.
It's a good theme. The costumes are awesome. If they carry it off technically and connected, keep that theme, well, it's pretty impressive. And we saw the scores reflect that. As you take a look at the next group, take you to the ice group number 2. There are 4 teams. Okay, what have you got, Mark?
Let's find our next set of questions. Thoughts that have come in. We thank those that have sent them. One from Simone Dimon. Is there a competition that you... Is there a competition
you should read these things beforehand?
To skate in again if you could go back?
Okay, you go ahead.
Well, neither of us did the Olympics, so that's one I pretty much wish I could have done. But yeah, I spent much of my skating life wishing to be an Olympian. Sadly, that didn't happen. But maybe because I wasn't an Olympian, it's made me more respectful of the brilliance of the skaters that we have the privilege of commentating on. I realize how much everybody shares. I assume most of the athletes, if not all, will share that dream of becoming Olympians, and I know how precious and not easy that is to achieve.
I always thought that. Okay, you didn't answer the question. I'm going to carry on here. So, what's the question? What was the question again?
I wanted to compete in the Olympics. No, that was the question.
I know what the question was.
Okay.
Okay. But you talked about the Olympics. You didn't say, no, the Olympics I'd like to be, but...
No. I wanted to go
maybe it was just me. I got distracted. I wasn't listening to you. You know, the funny thing is I always thought that, you know, I believe in sort of destiny. And so although I was sort of named to the team and I didn't get to go because I broke a foot, is that I believe that I wasn't meant to.
Yeah.
I was meant to do something different. And I was able to go to 5 games for different purposes. But and I was okay with that. You know, I really sort of said, well, fate is fate to a certain degree. I mean, you can design it to only to a certain degree. So, I mean, would you be here had you gone to Olympia and done that and charted another course? Or and you don't know. I mean, maybe you don't want to be here. I don't know.
No, I was so delighted to be here. And actually, weirdly, for me, you know, you're so right, Ted. That would be the thing that I would give to all of these skaters is that while everybody on the ice wants to win. Everybody wants to be a junior Grand Prix finalist. Everybody wants to be the junior world champion and then go on to senior success. I think, you know, whether there is a skater, say take, I mean, what's probably quite pertinent is to think of the Olympic champions that are currently, you know, the Olympic reigning champions, Gabriel, Papadakis, Guillaume Cizeron. They've done it. Now they're moving on. He's returning. He wants to go back again. She's moving on in different pursuits. It's a stepping stone. And if you've had, I think, a wonderful competitive career and you go from endless gold to endless gold, that's wonderful and I'm delighted for you, but it is often the challenges that which give us the greatest growth. So I've had a few of those, and everybody here will have them at different times.
And they often say in songs and around, it's not about the win, it's about the journey.
Yes.
And it is truly about the journey. The win is just in a day, and you celebrate it, then it's forgotten. It's about all the friends you met and the difficult times and the way you coped with, and you know, all those types of things. So I know that's corny to say, I get it, but being old like I am, if you search around, you say, no, that's it. That's what it is.
So true. And I think now, you know, when we look at these skaters, I'm just thinking about, you know, all the people that are watching their friends or their children or their siblings or that are watching now. The one of the best things about the participation here is the life lessons it gives. Nobody wants to see, you know, all those that are on screen now, nobody wants to see anything but wonderful, happy skating and happy children. However, as a parent or anybody, a nation, a national governing body, putting them out there offers them much greater growth and development as humans. If they weren't out here competing, would they be at home on their screens scrolling TikTok? That's not going to give them the development that this is going to give them.
No. Risk in life and calculated risk, educated risk in life brings value. And you know, you put yourself out here, and that's risky to a certain degree, but it makes you a stronger person. So, okay. We're rambling on about one question.
Moving on.
Do you have anything else?
Oh, that's a funny one. Was there ever a costume you wish you had worn?
There's a bunch I'm glad I didn't wear.
Or there's probably a bunch that you wish
Actually,
that was not captured for social media.
There was some costumes that I'm sad that I did wear. God bless my mom for sure, but she built a couple of them going, I don't think that's supposed to be there, Mom.
I'm going to give context for the skaters now. Maybe any of those that are in this event or watching, listening. So I'm really lucky to I've performed and I have been able to, you know, provide for my family based on a lot of my performing in shows. And I have worn, I probably, because of the TV show job I did where every week you would have a new costume, I dare say I've had more costumes than, in fact, I'm pretty confident I've had more costumes than most Olympic and world champions because every week we had new costumes.
For sure.
One of the costumes, not on TV fortunately, was I had to dress up as a dancing hippo. I was a hippopotamus.
I have you beat.
Oh, you could trump
Yes,
that? How
but
do you
I'm
trump
not-
a dancing hippo? You're not going to share? Okay.
Okay. I will share later. We have to get on with this. Okay, group number 2 coming up.
We're definitely not going to let that go.
We've got to manage our time better. Well, our next team is certainly contenders here. Such good basic skating skills and silver medal so far in the Junior Grand Prix. So Bianchi and Daniil Basile.
So impressed. Seeing this team in Baku, as you say, Ted, quality skating skills despite their new partnership.
Skating, just sing it back.
Italy's Zoe, Bianchi, and Daniil, Basile. And interesting, Ted, because throughout this rhythm dance performance by Zoe and Daniil, I was thinking, oh, initially, wow, their rumba and their quick step to me were the best from a skating skills and from a kind of purist ice dance perspective. But then latterly, when it came to the twizzles and the rotation lift, I thought those were weaker elements, and the program composition was not as elaborate as that of the Americans that lead thus far. But that's they're a new partnership. What I do appreciate is their compulsory dancing.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if this was as, not that it matters, as quite as strong as Baku. They really were so impressive in Baku. This looked a little bit, I mean, still the same program, of course, but
this
a
is
little bit tight.
Yeah, there's the little check and rotation, so it's not going to be a level 4, I don't believe. And just a little bit cautious and hesitant comparative to the likes of the American and the French teams who have been together. You've got to remember that they're competing against other teams who have been together so much longer.
Yeah,
Zoe and Daniil much quicker. What Zoe and Daniil do have is gorgeous line and clean long strokes. Here you could just see a little bit of hesitation comparative to that which we've seen from some of the others, but the others have difficult entries like that into the rotational lift that they've amassed and secured over more years.
Yes.
So it's a different, you cannot compare some of these features in the lifts for teams that have been together for less time.
No, we noticed, you know, not last week in Baku, but how much their skating skills. They were really strong individual skaters, and they skated very well that day. And this is a very solid team. They have a very, very bright future.
Yes.
Maybe not as tidy as we first saw or were impressed in Baku, but this team is very good.
Yeah, stylistically for me, I really just like their stroking. I really just enjoy the clarity of their stroking. She also, Zoe, has, well, both of them actually, Zoe and Daniil, both have really good use of ankles on their pushes. And nice long legs.
Well, they have a 60.75 season's best that was earned in Baku. So we'll see whether their score reflects what we think is an excellent team, but maybe a little less presented here.
And, you know, early in their partnership, they only have that as a benchmark, so their score now is going to be referenced based on what they have had on their first Junior Grand Prix, but the score's still going to be good. Even if it falls short.
No, they're a good team.
Yeah.
I mean, we're being super, you know, analytical and picky here with small details, but they were that impressive in Baku. They were really, really strong.
Walter Rizzo, we were chatting to him. What a character.
Yeah.
He was just remarking, though, that how well behaved you were here with your wife in attendance. What a good husband you have been.
He said he is the same as well, but his wife wasn't around. So
yeah. And Brunilde Bianchi, part of the coaching staff for Zoe and Daniil.
Let's take a look at the rhythm dance score for Zoe and Daniil. And I think they sense that was not as easy as a dance for them. It's a 56.64, so that puts them into third place here. That is 4 points, 4 points out of what their top score was in Baku. So that sort of validates a little bit of what our feeling was there. Our next team represents Spain, Lara Sundberg and Hector Gonzalez Silva.
And another very new team, Lara and Hector, but they have had that experience in Varese already on the Junior Grand Prix together.
They'll start their program to sing Hallelujah.
Lara Sundberg and Hector Gonzalez Elvira, they have a lovely connection together. And interestingly, their coach Neil Brown was saying that they are taking these events as experience and building blocks for the future. And I think that's the absolute ideal perspective to give a brand new team. And as we were watching that performance, Ted, I think we both felt the same thing. I struggled to articulate what I was thinking, but what I sense is a self-assurity. Two 19-year-olds that just seem comfy in their own skin. That could be wrong, but that's...
Yeah, well, first of all, they have similar skating skills. And maybe at first I thought, oh, it doesn't skate so much like a team, but they're really good individually. But then by the end of the program, that was the team, right? So I thought, well, that was pretty good. It's a nice, solid program. And you can see the confidence and the strength of their skating skills where you see the facial expressions right here. I know they're not moving there, but they had the nuance choreography, the small details and the looks and the tilts of the head a little bit later in the program while they're doing difficult skating skills. That gives you confidence.
There you can just see a little bit of spin within the twizzles for Lara, so that'll be why they'll drop levels. Here, change of pose for their choice of difficult feature within the rotational lift. And here, compared to other teams, just wanting more clarity and refinement, certainly giving the vibes that are necessary for high entertainment 1990s. And you see difficult rocker turn. And here, interesting to choose an outside swing, closed Choctaw. Not so clean though, the clarity and cleanliness of the edges, not as clean as that is from someone that we have seen.
They track each other pretty well. They keep the same distance.
Opa. And Hector said that as Neil joins them in the kiss and cry that they're a bit tired after the travel and they've been training really hard since Varese. And what an amazing experience to be here in Abu Dhabi together.
Well, 43.72 for the rhythm dance, and you could see Hector go, ooh, okay, that's a little bit lower than we had hoped for or thought we had trained for. And they'll take a look, of course, at the detailed sheet and find out where they left their points on the table and what they need to do to move forward. Our next skaters represent Czechia, Eliska, Zakova, and Filip Mencl.
Eliska and Filip looked so strong in practice this week. Powerful team with very senior aesthetic to their movement.
Well, all three of their pieces are from the Backstreet Boys.
Checky as Eliska, Zakova, and Filip Mencl. Oh, Ted, I don't want that to happen for anybody, because the fall for Eliska is so crushing for a team that has worked so hard, and I feel like a team that is just so ready to transcend the ranks. But
you know, the challenge with ice dance is we get comfortable because they're always usually so good, basic skating skills, whatever. You don't expect to see it fall on what you'd consider not an element or not a major difficult element. You know, I know it was in the steps, but and it just came out of nowhere.
And you know, just for a little bit of context, the leaders who are stronger still, Hana and Daniil, their midline step had nearly 10 points. That fall has them down, by the time we've taken the deduction, at 3 points. So we could take off 7 points almost from this team with what happened on that one element. But I was remarking before that how well that they were doing, and how this team has found within the rhythm dance, they seem to have found more transitional breathing space than many others. There's a section within this rhythm dance whereby they just have opportunities to glide and showcase some of their skating skills. Choreography done by Matteo Zani, who's obviously so very good at his job. This was that transition. It just seemed like, oh look, we're gliding, we're showcasing our skating skill, a little bit of transitional interaction, unique movement, and sustained unique movement. It feels like normally in the rhythm dance it's just got to be go, 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 and I enjoyed the pacing within this. But I don't want to enjoy this. No! Jump entry, difficult entry into the rotational lift. Good recovery for their final element, level 4.
Oh, that's frustrating. I mean, you have to skate, which is difficult for anybody in the public, just to go out and skate.
Yes.
And with presentation and with all those, it's pretty, it's beautiful, it's dynamic, it's entertainment. Don't forget, it's also difficult.
Oh my gosh. And the way that Eliska and Filip are now conducting themselves with maturity is so admirable. They've come all this way to the United Arab Emirates wanting to showcase their improvement. We can see beyond the mistake, and we can recognize that this would, I can categorically confirm, I believe this would have been a new personal best for the team. And Michael Cheska just doing what he can to try to encourage them, despite knowing the impact that will have had on their score.
Well, it's a 45.42 as they look to the sky. And that is 5th in the rhythm dance rate at the moment. And that's going to be painful as they enter into the free program tomorrow. Look at your top 5 teams, and they expected to be battling for the podium, really, in that area.
Oh, I'm sorry for them. Let's kill it in the free dance.
Our next team represents Canada, Olympia, Kalaganis, and Emile Deveau.
Great moment for Olympia and Emile in their first Junior Grand Prix. Olympia, Kalaganis, and Emile completed their first rhythm dance on the Junior Grand Prix. And they're running with a concept, hockey ref.
Well, it looks like a hockey ref outfit, but then I look at hers, I'm going, okay, the numbers on the hit, I don't know, it could be pretty much any game.
Okay.
could be basketball. The point is that music is played in arenas, whether it's hockey or basketball or whatever, to pump up the crowd. And, you know, so you're at a game, and that theme comes through clearly. Of what sport? I'm not sure.
But I love that, you know, they got their own concept. And what's really interesting is that as Emile joins them, that their choreographers are listed as current competitive skaters, Saulius Amberlevicius and Tim Deek and Livia Smart.
Cool.
It's really cool. They're using current crop of elite competitive seniors to give them this material.
And they've been there. So you take a look at the twizzles here.
You can see just a little lack of synchronicity and a little break in the rotation there for Emile, which will cost a drop in level. When they're same situation happening for Olympia. I presume that I don't know, but I presume that they're relatively new to one another insofar as we haven't got international assignments listed on their biography. So this is a huge learning ground, an opportunity for Olympia and Emile to grow from. That said, as we look back at their midline steps, there's the Mohawk, and here their stationary lift entry, like that. They will train in an environment in Montreal where they're surrounded by great skaters, so they will have some awareness of what is necessary to compete at this stage.
Yeah, and this is a new level for them to be here, first Junior Grand Prix event, 18 and 20. Great. Every time, it doesn't matter really how old you are, anytime you get out on this circuit, you're learning. And sometimes through nerves or through all sorts of different situations that arise. As we take a look at the score, 41.87, and that'll put Olympia and Emile currently into 7th. It's really less about the number for them, more about the experience gained here and getting comfortable, continuing their development as a team. And that simply, as we always said, because it's always true, takes time. There we go. Now we're going to take a break. You're on your phone, which is good, to take a look at the list for the video playback. So we take a look right now at the standings so far after 2 groups.
During this ice surface, you can listen in to the winners last week from Gdansk, Ukraine's Irina Pidgina and Artem Koval. Then to our figure skating basic series of pairs versus ice dance before the final winners interview with the Baku winners from France, Ambro Perrier, Giannassini and Samuel Black-Clap.
There you go. We're going to take a short break during the ice resurfacing. We'll be back right after this.
Irina Pidgina, Artem Koval, you are champions again. How are you both feeling?
Amazing.
Yeah, same feelings. Amazing.
Yeah, our rhythm dance was a bit more nervous because we had a first number and we didn't skate first already for such a long time, so I felt a bit nervous.
But this was easier, the free dance?
Yeah, much more.
Good.
But I mean, for us, we are on the practice skate every time first, so for us, it's like on the practice session.
A little different than competition, a little more nerve-wracking. Now, how, being first after the rhythm dance, having won your earlier Junior Grand Prix, was there pressure for you here that you were aware of in the performance?
Yeah, I think here is a lot of good couples as well. So, of course, we felt a bit of pressure, but we did it and I'm super happy that it went like this.
Yeah, I also was a bit nervous from the start of competition, but now I understand that I go to Spa and I don't care now.
And so you've qualified, you're going to go to Nagoya in Japan. Now you were 4th at last season's Junior Grand Prix final. Have you got any goals before and leading up to the event in Japan?
Yeah, I think, of course, we don't want to say like any predictions which place and how and what, but I think most like what we want to show is improving of our programs and more major skating to show to the world.
Amazing. Now, we love your coach, Galina. She seems to care for you
We love her as
so
well.
much. Everybody appreciates Galina. But I'm aware of the input of your choreographers, former Ukrainian ice dancers as well. Are you grateful to them for all that they've done this season?
Oh yeah, sure. These programs, we had so much fun and we really enjoyed doing these programs and choreographing them. and it was really, really nice time with them to do this.
And like always, we did this program like for
In
1
4
week
days.
or 4 days, yeah. So like,
Very impressive.
like because we are enjoy all process, and I think our choreographer enjoyed as well.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, huge congratulations again, and we wish you all the very best for this.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the basics. The difference between ice dancing and pair skating. Now, I was a pair skater. Big, long elements, dynamic, risky, that lifts above the head all the way down the ice. It's pretty incredible stuff. You throw or assist the lady across the ice. Amazing discipline.
Yes, you can almost tell the ice dancers when they walk into the venue. I did ice dance and we tend to be much more dramatic and expressive, and the ice dancers will try to seamlessly weave their elements into the choreography with perhaps a greater focus upon the aesthetic and the storytelling of the performance than the pair skaters.
Also, in ice dance, skaters must maintain dance hold, and should they separate, they cannot be for more than 2 arms lengths apart. This rule adds an interesting layer of challenge. It's fascinating to see how the ice dancers skillfully maneuver through complex elements while maintaining such close contact.
And one of the interesting things about pair skating, the men will use a thing called firm grip, which is essentially kind of a glue that goes on their hands to ensure that the grips between the woman and the man stay firm, because it's very, very dangerous in a death spiral or in a lift if those hands slip. So that's important. Do you use firm grip?
No, the ice dancers don't use firm grip, and the difficulty, the complexity and the risk of the pair's elements will not just dictate the grip that's needed between the partners, but also even down to the costume, whereas the ice dancers will be as elaborate as they possibly can in their costuming, and that is the first way in which to differentiate pair skater and ice dancer.
But don't let the beauty of ice dancing fool you in that it's not difficult. It's incredibly difficult to perform at that level, to have their difficult lifts and their difficult elements, both disciplines, spectacular. Here in Baku with the ice dance champions, Amber Perrier, Giancini, and Samuel Blank Klapperman, 162.21. First of all, congratulations. Outstanding program. I want to ask you, where did the theme of Tarzan come up? And what did you think about it when you first heard about it?
First, we're gonna say thank you.
At first, Marian came with the idea of skating on this, our coach, and then we didn't really like it, or we didn't see where it could go. But then later in the season, at the end of our season, he spoke again about it, and we thought it could be a great idea.
Yeah, and the team of Tarzan also now become like from the childish things, just from the film was really nice, and the music are incredible. I love them.
Well, it's certainly something different, and it was absolutely outstanding and very, very powerful. Tell me a little bit about your coaching team. What do you admire most? What do you learn most from this team?
Probably that, as you said, Olivier is a world champion, so I can say that I admire that he's really calm, and he's always like saying to me that I have no reason to be stressed or something, because I know who I am, he knows who I am, who we are, and he believes in us. And we trust him because he was so long time on this
so
world.
good. And I want to ask you, what do you most admire about your partner?
She is.
You better think fast here.
Empathy, like how I don't know how we'd say it in English, but empathy, like
Empathy, yeah.
She understands very well others' emotion, and she is very emotional too, which had very something beautiful in the couple.
Okay, now you about your partner.
I'm gonna say that he is he's really like hard worker. I mean, it's a lot of one of the most quality he have, but he have a lot. And I would say that it's because of him that we work that much. Because on my previous ring, I was kind of lazy, I would say, but it was a long time ago. So I would say that this is great because he's like this, and he's a super grateful skater. I'm so happy now to skate with him because for me, he's the best skater in the world in junior. So,
well, and you have to love her honesty, that's for sure, and sense of humor. Last question now. Do you see yourselves, because this is a great performance and a really good score, do you see yourselves as potential contenders for the World Junior title?
I mean, this year we are working for this. We know we have all the chance to get this place. So we will work and give our best during all this season to get what we want.
Yeah, the point is like to get better on everything, better and better, and be better than the others.
Yeah.
So that's what we work for.
Well, you're well on your way, and congratulations on such a wonderful performance here. And you're sitting now in a good spot for the Junior Grand Prix final, right?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. We have 2 more events to go, so we'll see how it all turns out. Congratulations. We hope to see you in Nagoya. The champions here in Baku.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone, to Abu Dhabi. We are approaching the final group in the rhythm dance day number 2 of competition here. And Mark, as we begin to close in and on the final day of competition on the Junior Grand Prix, it's kind of exciting and sad at the same time.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. Yeah, definitely bittersweet. And yeah, I wonder if the skaters themselves sense the camaraderie and support of all those that are involved. There are different event managers, so there are often occasions when skaters who are competing in 2 Junior Grand Prix assignments will find that it's the same event manager as the previous one. And certainly a lot of the production team are the same, some of the judges are the same. I love the sense of community and unity.
Well, and we, for almost 2 months or 7 weeks, we've lived with this wonderful Italian family. We didn't get a lot of pasta, but they're not.
They couldn't control that. If they were given the opportunity, they wanted to.
They don't cook, but they did bring in some beautiful wine, and they. I remember that. That was spectacular, and they're so fun to be with. As we take a look at another 3 Italians on the screen.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. What a fun group, that's for sure.
Well, in my ever-increasing awareness of supporting ISU Vision 2030, Go ISU Pillars, unity is the last one, and it's to enhance collaboration with internal and external stakeholders. We have some collaboration and unity in the off-ice production room.
We do. We've been accepted by this group of Italians.
I don't know if they had any choice, though. So, I mean, to be fair to them,
maybe they're
didn't.
just being nice to them when we're here.
Maybe as soon as we leave for the Skaters Lounge, they're like, oh my gosh.
The 2 blokes.
Yeah. Thank goodness they've left.
Okay, listen, let's get serious now. We have questions to answer.
Yes, we do indeed have questions to answer, and thank you to those that have sent them in. One of the next questions comes from @Simone Vimo. What got you into skating?
Oh, wow, good question. Okay, I'll do mine quickly. I was living in Portland, Oregon in the United States, and my dad took me to learn hockey to the Junior Buckaroos. And so I learned to, just little kids, learning hockey. Then we moved back to Vancouver, and I was wanting to join hockey, and so I did. And they said, well, you need to learn to skate better. Here's a figure skating program. Got involved with the figure skating program. Really enjoyed that as well. I was doing both sports, and then the hockey coach says, no, okay, now you're really good. You've become a really good skater. We want you to quit figure skating and play rep or whatever the higher league was. And I said, what? Quit? No, you have to quit figure skating. I said, no, I don't. And I just said, no, I'm picking that. Don't tell me what not to do, but so. And then I got involved, and what got me addicted to it was how hard it was. Sometimes when things are difficult, people crumble. But for me, it made me frustrated that I wanted to try to figure it out. Why could somebody else fly through the air and land and I couldn't? And so I was sort of addicted to that chase, if you will. So that's my story.
Well, how have we got into our 4th year and I didn't know that the hockey coach wanted you to give up figure and you defiantly said no?
Mark, there's many mysteries.
Yeah, Mr. Barton and his mysteries. I love hearing that. Thank you for sharing.
Okay.
My story is a little bit more conventional, I suppose. I saw, mine is less exciting. I saw Torval and Dean on TV in the UK. They returned to compete in the 1994 Olympics, and it made a lot of press in the UK. And then after months of pestering my parents, I got into the sport, and I was pretty convinced that I was going to be in love with the sport before I'd ever put blades on my feet.
Define pestering.
Please, I'd really love to go ice skating, please.
So
please.
Annoying? You annoyed them?
I think. Well,
Mom and Dad, I know you're listening probably.
Well, I don't know if they are. Maybe we should.
If they're listening, please
direct them to the 3rd warm-up group in the ice dance event in Abu Dhabi.
Was your son annoying?
Yeah, I actually want to know. Retrospectively, I want to know.
Okay.
I think it's so so difficult as we watch the skaters, on screen. Currently, it's a twin pairing, a sibling pairing. I think they're 2 of 9 siblings.
Wow.
And it's so challenging to coordinate lives of families, and so I'm sure for my parents they were thinking I'm one of 3, to coordinate all of your children and their hobbies is a real challenge, to give up the time commitment that it needs. I've only got 2 kids, and I know that it's a challenge to coordinate different hobbies. So salute to the parents, shout out to the parents. I don't think we've done that.
No.
I think we've done that enough this season.
No, we've done this, but not enough. We know that there are folks watching, moms and dads, of figure skaters that are maybe on the Junior Grand Prix, maybe not, or have been, or will be. or just moms and dads who are following this and they love the sport. I'm a dad, you're a dad. We understand what you've committed to, and we understand what you feel when you watch your son or daughter in international competition, and we know and we appreciate everything that you have done for your kids. And we know how hard it is for you to sit home and watch as we get started with the next team. And there they are from your country. No. From Great Britain, Ashlie, Slatter, and Lewis Gregory.
And there's another very new partnership. Ashlie and Louis did so well in Riga when they competed on their first Junior Grand Prix, one of their very first events together as a partnership.
And they will start the rhythm dance to the rhythm of the night.
This is the rhythm of the night. The night. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the night.
Ashlie, Slatter, and Louis Gregory complete their rhythm dance, and as I say, such a new partnership and a great example, as we're often asked the question about the formation of teams. And Louis was a single skater, and British judge Chris Buchanan helped to encourage him to make the decision to switch disciplines, knowing that Ashlie was available and ready for a new partnership. And I think that's such a great example of the community of, you know, a nation that can recognize where there's potential in skaters to make a switch to a different discipline. And
that's everybody helping everyone.
Exactly. So integrally valuable. As Candice Taylor Green congratulates them.
This is the best I've seen them, this team, because it's relatively new, and I thought they had a great performance, much better together.
Yeah, and you know, they've just done such an incredibly good job of getting together in such a short space of time. And you can see as they work through the rumba, the choice to exploit the rules whereby they can deviate from the more conventional Killian hold, working through lots of different holds. And here, you know, for Louis, you know, working this twizzle sequence as a single skater to make sure, you're in sync with your partner. Just so many factors to consider and contend with. And I think my shout out to them would be to go be inspired by Nikolai Mayorov, the Swedish ice dancer who was an Olympian in 2018, and we saw at the Skate to Milan Olympics, who's done another great example of transitioning from one discipline to the other. Here we see them working through the turns. And in the midst of the season, the brilliant coaching staff that they've got, it's the challenge of pushing them, but then also refining the style of being an ice dancer for Louis, because it's still so new to him. So it's managing their time and getting run-throughs done, whilst also continue to develop the fundamental basic skating skills, because I think, from my understanding, they didn't have long as a partnership before they had to immediately assume the choreo process, which they've done well.
And this hopefully was a feeling like a good skate to them. The number, we'll see how they feel about that number. It's a 48.50. They seem to be happy about that. It's a little bit, just slightly lower than their season's best a little earlier in the Junior Grand Prix, as they will take 5th place at this moment of the competition with 3 teams to come. Our next team represents Italy, Martina Lavazza and Raphael Raymond Munier.
Martina and Raphael 10th in Varese, another one of the teams from Walter and Brunhild. So many wonderful quality skating skills coming from that part of the world.
They'll start their rhythm dance to Shania Twain, Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Let's go, girls. Come on. I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling alright. Gonna let it all hang out. Wanna make some noise. Really raise my voice. Yeah, I wanna scream and shout. No inhibitions, make no provisions. Get a little out of line. I ain't gonna act politically correct. I only wanna have a good time. Best thing about being old is everybody they can have their fun. Oh, it's going crazy. Forget them later. Men in short skirts. Being wild and men in style. Get the action, feel the attraction. From the head to the tail. Only free, feel the way I feel. Man, I feel like a woman. I feel like a woman. Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world, and all day and all night and everything.
Italy's Martina Lavazza and Raphael Raymond Munier complete their second rhythm dance on the Junior Grand Prix. Lots of international experience this team has had, but I believe this is their first year on the Junior Grand Prix, and I also believe this a little stronger than their first performance in Varese. And we were commenting that for me, Martina and Raphael really benefit, as their Italian training mates do, from the perhaps old school is not the right word, but the technique,
Traditional?
the traditional compulsory dancing technique that I see from both of those partnerships. Hector and Brunhild making sure that there's a clarity of hold and proximity to one another in hold, which is not as important now necessarily, but I appreciated it.
I know, and we're late in the Junior Grand Prix, we're not going to have these answers, but I would love to know what the audience. Okay, rhythm dance. So free dance we get, that's not a problem. What would you want the rhythm dance to be as a viewer?
Yeah.
Anything different? If not,
And it's so interesting as we look through the twizzles, Martina and Raphael doing a good job here, but it's hard to continue to give the feeling and energy of the 1990s. Here we see their rumba, mandatory steps, and you can see good flow, good ice coverage, good hold. A little gappy, but how hard it is though to have high energy 1990s stylization when doing those steps, which is, I suppose, what will separate the best from the rest, really. As we look at their rotational lift, Martina just wanted to continue cleaning and refining those extensions for greater clarity of position. Oh,
there they go. They saw that.
somebody's seen.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Okay, there's Bonnie Volter in the Kiss and Cry with
a bit of character
yeah,
that
a
we're
bit of
used to.
character.
Well, he works with Melissa Gregory, who we saw playing in the Kiss
Oh,
and
I
Cry
see,
with
yeah.
Aboian and Basile, so
There
not
you
to be
go.
upstaged by
Yes,
a
of course.
colleague.
Always competitor.
Yeah, too true.
The rhythm dance scores for Martina and Raphael, 43.63, and that will put them into 8th place so far in the competition, with 2 teams to come.
Seems a recurring theme that this event may be a little lower scoring for many of the teams compared to their first assignment, so the panel set at a slightly different stage for their assignment of scores.
Our next team represents China, Yuxi Gao and Zhouhao Ji.
And this, a new Chinese ice dance team on the Junior Grand Prix circuit. We haven't seen them before, but already they are committed to their performance as they take their way to their start position.
And they'll skate to Let's Push It by Nightcrawlers.
China's Yuxi Gao and Zhouhao Ji. It was so exciting to watch a new team. It's always so enjoyable to see a new partnership and to see their different take on things. And for me, I was just so entertained, particularly by Zhouhao Ji's performance value. He was utterly engaged.
I didn't know what to
with the
expect.
performance.
I didn't know what to expect, but they were completely into that program. They move well. They skate well. Don't know about all the technical stuff. We'll see what the scores are in just a few moments. But I thought that was a really strong performance from a team that, is, well, let's see, absolutely brand new on the scene.
And all I've got is that they did the Interclub Stage 2, the domestic event, and they were fourth in that. They had a 46.62 there. But to me, this performance here is better than a 46 scoring rhythm dance. And I wonder, Ted, as we watch back on the Twizzles, just a little bit of a lack of alignment bodily, but still strong, whether or not we're seeing the impact of the Beijing Winter Olympic Games on some of these junior teams. So it's nearly, well, this was cool. Some 3-4 seasons since the Winter Olympics were held in their country, and I know that we've heard that there are a lot of skaters exploiting that venue for training. This team train in Changchun, so I'm not sure what access they have to facilities, but certainly competition in Chinese ice dance seems to be really strong, and that's, I'm sure, playing into the improvements that we're seeing from these teams.
They had energy from the first note to the last. I mean, as if they were dancing on the floor in front of a bunch of people standing back watching.
Yeah.
Right? They were into it. That's a great job. Really good job. So they do not have a first note. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that then for me, I'm looking at that Interclub Stage 2, the Chinese event that took place. They were fourth there, but their scores, I think, will send them to be very competitive with some of the other Chinese dance teams that we've seen on the Junior Grand Prix.
Here's the rhythm dance score for this team. It is a, let's go. Build up the suspense.
Yeah. Awkward pause.
Yeah. There it is, 51.62. But they look pretty happy with that. That'll put them currently into 5th place. They look thrilled. That was fun. That was exciting. Congratulations, and keep going. Our final team represents the United States of America, Clara and Warren Fugate.
Yes, the twins said how proud they are to represent the United States of America in the United Arab Emirates.
And they are the final team here in the rhythm dance. On day 2 of competition, they'll skate to Cotton Eye Joe.
But I've been for Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? But I've been for Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? But I've been for Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
The final ice dance team, the twin pairing of Clara Fugate and Warren Fugate. Just so amazing to see this partnership, who I believe have 9 other siblings. Either they're 2 of 9 or they have 9 others. I'm not quite sure, but a big, big family.
Wow.
And so the commitment from their other family members to support them here must be
and they
enormous.
Must maybe at home watching this, and thank you for them for helping to support and encourage them. First Western numbers we've seen.
Yeah, we haven't seen, and they ran with the concept well. A really good debut for them on the Junior Grand Prix, and their coach Greg greets them off the ice. He was saying that they love performing and that they hope it shows throughout the competition, being so excited to compete here and have the opportunities. We look back at the Twizzles, just a little bit of a up and down with the free legs. I'm wondering if that feature will be assigned to Clara there. However, what I must say is that these Twizzles, under the jurisdiction of the judges, were much more successful than the Twizzles I saw them doing warm-up. So managing to combat any nerves from the warm-up and lay down a good set in front of the judges. As we look back through their rumba. And level 3 assigned to that. So a solid performance for the technical panel in regards to the Choctaw and the inside 3 turns. As we look back through the rotational lift, in which Clara is selling as much as anybody could possibly do, I think.
Yeah. I think once you get through the difficult elements and you've got music that is just fun and happy and ground stomping or ice stomping, you know, they really carried that theme all the way through to the end. So that was nice. And we don't have a personal best score for them, obviously, this first time out in the Junior Grand Prix. So this will be their starting point, if you will. But it looks pretty good.
Yeah, and this is a team that were competing as novices last season. So this, not just your first Junior Grand Prix, but your first Junior International. So it's a huge, big stage.
Any time that you represent your country and you have the flag on your shoulder or on your chest, that is a wonderful moment in life. You never forget that, being invited to represent your country to compete. No matter where you end up, just getting to that stage is huge. And this is a special moment for them as we take a look at their rhythm dance scores for Clara and Warren. And it's a 51.56, and they look pretty pleased with that. A nod of approval. And that'll put them currently overall into 6th place for a debut. Well done. Little country kiss there, blowing out to her family, maybe back home.
This concludes
pretty cool.
We'll continue our competition with junior
And they can sigh of relief.
Yeah, now they can go, whew, okay. Well, enjoy it. Now they can go get prepared and enjoy the free dance tomorrow, the final day of competition here in Abu Dhabi, as we take a look at the standings after the rhythm dance. Hana and Daniil, of course, then Dania and Theo, and Zoe and Daniil, top 3. So U.S., France, and Italy, all within, well, it's a big 10-point spread between 1st and 3rd, but it's pretty tight between 3rd, 4th, and almost 5th as well. So, as we always say, lots can happen. That concludes our coverage here of the rhythm dance. Up next will be the women's free program. Medals will be awarded, as will the points for the Junior Grand Prix final. We will know tonight who will qualify for Nagoya, Japan, in the Junior Grand Prix final a little later this year in December. So hope that you will stay with us. For all of us here, all the volunteers, all our production crew, all the judges, officials, and coaches, and parents. Let's not forget about them. Thank you for watching. We hope you join us for the win.